All right. Just waiting on YouTube Studio. And there we go. So, tried it a few minutes ago, as you guys probably saw. I don't know if you guys saw it. But YouTube Studio seemingly would not acknowledge that my stream has begun. And it's simply because I had way too many windows open on my computer. So I'm going to keep everything kind of compact, go, game by game and everything. Try to limit the amount of windows or tabs open on my computer to maybe 3, Obviously, I'm going to have the YouTube Studio open. I got the MLB schedule and then StatMuse. Because I got to talk about 2 pitchers that have not seen the 2 teams, Yankees and Guardians, coming up. We got a new Yankee pitcher to talk about that we have not faced yet. And I'll talk about Logan Allen, I believe, facing the Yankees, which is interesting, considering how we didn't have him in the rotation this go round. Interesting. But what's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Guardians series recap, series preview live stream. As the Guardians faced the other Los Angeles team, they came off a series against the Dodgers, where, let's be honest, they didn't look that good, but it's the freaking Dodgers. Look what they did last night to the Yankees. 18 runs. We didn't look that good, but my goodness. 18 runs? And keep in mind, they didn't have Mookie Betts last night. He stubbed his toe against the Guardians somehow. On Wednesday, I think they said. I'm like, boy, how did you stub your toe? What did you do? Did you get a little too anxious to get on the field and you rammed it into the step or something? Like, how did you stub your toe, my dude? Clearly they didn't need him last night because 18 runs. Sheesh. Now, coming off that series against the Dodgers, looked at the series against the other LA team, the Angels, technically of Anaheim, and I was like, this is a good get-back series. The Angels, not very good. I think they had a pretty lengthy losing streak heading into this series, and the Guardians have been known to rake at home. Not to mention, the Guardians are coming off a pretty impressive comeback win against the Dodgers, right? Thanks to Angel Martinez. So, first game against the Angels, facing Jose Soriano. We put Luis Ortiz on the mound. Feeling good, right? We're all feeling good after beating the Dodgers in that final game, salvaging away a sweep. We prevented a sweep. We lost the series, but we prevented a sweep, which is good. It's the Dodgers. I'm not going to be mad, right? Oh, you're mad that you lost to the Dodgers? No. Of course not. Look at the last game against them. Seriously. The one game, and Jose Soriano clearly loves the sinker, because that dude was spamming that thing like Bailey Ober spams changeups. My God. And if I had $1 for every single time we rolled into a double play or hit into a ground out, I'd be freaking rich. I'd be rich. I even had this really demented idea for a drinking game for this one. Every time the Guardians hit into a ground out, you take a drink, right? Yeah. And every time they hit into a double play, you take the bottle, you drink the whole thing, and then you smash it against your head. And then you jump out your window. Ah, that was so antagonizing. It was so annoying. It was. It really was. I mean, come on. They had chances to do damage and they couldn't do it. The Angels, though, 13 hits, 4 runs. Guardians, 1 run on 6 hits and an error. Now, in terms of scoring, yeah, they got this. They got on the board first. Joe Adell, RBI single, and it's 1-0. Just like that. Yep, just like that. That was top second. And then Bo Naylor strikes again with his bad defense, which happens occasionally, far too common for my taste. But he had a pass ball which scored a run. And then Jorge Soler would single on a line drive. Yeah. Now, this is interesting because it was right around this time. For anyone who doesn't know, this was around the time my power went out. So I didn't even see the ending of the game after this. Soler homered. I think it was right after that. Yeah. It was right after that when my power went out. Solar power took out my power. Damn it. How ironic. Solar power took out my power. Blame him. I blame Jorge Soler. Maybe he's trying to say you should go to Solar Power. That's way too expensive. Yeah, solar power out here where you don't really see the sun much. That'd be a waste of money. Solar power takes up my power. Now the Guardians. I was actually thinking, watch. I'm gonna see this game tomorrow, and we're gonna somehow win. Well, unfortunately, they would only score 1 run, and it would be on a line drive by Nolan Jones. Yeah, so they really wouldn't do much in the ninth. Yep, which sucks, but hey, Jose Soriano was great. He's a pest. 4 walks though, but we couldn't make him pay. 4 walks, and we only scored 1 run because every time I looked, we were hitting into a ground out or double play. It was. I swear, if I would have seen one more ground out, which how many more ground outs happened after after my power went out? Let's see here. So there's the Soler homer. Okay, let me see how many ground outs happened for us. Fly out, walk, single, fly out. So they didn't have a single ground out afterwards. Okay. But that's not against Soriano. At least they were putting the ball up in the air. God. How many ground outs did we have against Soriano? I'm gonna be a psychopath and look. Single, ground into double play, ground out. Ah! And then we go to the second inning. Walk, double play, ground out. Ah! We go to the third. What do you think happens? Fly out. Oh, not a ground out. Walk. Running on base. Strikeout. Ground out. Damn it. Fly out. Ground out. Single. Walk. Strikeout. It had to be Gabriel Arias, huh? Just had to be him. That's how the 5th inning would end. And that would be the closest we would get because right after that, that would be the 5th. So we would actually keep it 1-0 up until the 7th. And then Matt Festa came in and that was it. Yeah, that was it. A double, a ground out, a strikeout, and then a wild pitch scored the 2nd run. And then Soler singled in a run, made it 3-0. that would be it. So, yeah, we don't do nothing until the 9th, and it doesn't matter. So the Guardians lose game 1. Like I said, though, Ortiz wasn't bad. Just sucks. He doesn't get run support. It's widely known. I think he has the lowest amount of run support in the majors. 6 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 5 Ks, 4.40 ERA for Luis. Soriano, though, 6 innings, 4 hits, 4 walks, 2 Ks with a 3.41 ERA for Soriano. So, yeah, he did enough. And he induced us into an enormous amount of ground balls. We were killing worms out there. I'm surprised you didn't see a little pathway developing from all the grounders we were hitting. He's known as a ground ball pitcher. I think they said 65 or so percent heading into this game. 65% of his outs were ground outs. I see why. He's in love with the sinker. He rarely threw a fastball. My goodness. So that's game 1, right? And again, keep in mind, my power was out from that game. Late game 1, all the way until after game 2, which was earlier in the day. So we get into game number 2, right? And we had a Slade, Ciccone. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Slade. I think it was Slade. Yeah. Against Kyle Hendricks. Wow. Kyle Hendricks not in a Cubs uniform. That just sounds weird. Right? So, Ciccone was not great. 4 in the 3rd inning, 7 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks, 3 homers, 5.28 ERA. Hendricks was not as good either. 5 and 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks, and 2 homers. Yeah, in terms of scoring, it would be 2-0 Angels, top of the 3rd. Yoan Moncada would homer, and then Taylor Ward would follow him up with a homer. So back-to-back for Moncada and Ward. And it would be 2-0, just like that. And in terms of what pitches they hit, well, Ciccone put one, I believe, right in the meat zone of Moncada. The mashy zone. The ball go bye-bye zone. And then for Taylor Ward, it was a bit lower. Same area, though. Kind of lower. Bottom right circle. Right square. Or sector, I guess. Same result. Yeah. Both were absolutely crushed. So, that's tough. And then Joe Adell would hit a 2-run homer. Top of the 4th. So, just like that, we're down 4-0. Guardians fans are pissed off, and I'm pissed off for another reason because I know I'm missing the game, but I guess that was a blessing. He hit it 410 and another pitch, same area, middle kind of in-ish. 3 meat masher zone pitches. Ball go bye-bye zone. So that would be it for that, right? It's 4-0. All right. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had to check my internet because OBS is trolling again. Why OBS does that? It just loses connection. I think it just loses connection with YouTube for some reason. They're not on good terms today, I guess. Not a smooth stream. Just like how this game wasn't smooth at all for the Guardians. Hey, look, I can make a tie-in to that. But yeah, pretty much Luis Ortiz has been good, not great. He's not an ace. He's a good middle rotation guy. Right? He's a good middle guy for the rotation. Which is what you want, right? So yeah, he got the loss. He's 2-6, 4.40 ERA. Soriano's 4-5, 3.41 ERA. And that win snaps their losing streak. Now the Guardians, unlike game 1, well, they would wake up in this game. Because after that second home run by Joe Adell, that would give them the 3rd home run, I should say. Yeah, the 3rd home run of the day, giving them the 4-0 lead. Nolan Jones would technically have a triple. But, let's be honest, it's called a Little League home run for a reason. He gets the triple, but a throwing error by Zach Neto allows him to come home, and it's a 2-run, technically home run, I guess. Little League home run, but it's a triple. Very complicated wording, but it's 4-2 Angels, and the Guardians are awake. Mike Trout gets a double in the top of the 5th, making it 5-2. And then the Guardians just take over from this point on. Jose Ramirez, bottom 5, after getting intentionally walked not once, but twice. Ron Washington was not messing with him. And he still got beat. That's tough. That was, I believe, Jose's third home run of the year against the Angels this year alone. He did it twice. I think he homered twice in LA. This dude just loves facing the Angels, man. I tell you. His 10th home run of the year made it 5-3. And then, what do you know? Steven Kwan, bottom 6, goes yard. His first since April, I believe it was. Over a month. Damn near. 5-4. And then, the very next inning, Carlos Santana goes yard. Ties the game at 5. And then, they coup de grace put the Guardians over. None other than Gabriel Arias, 2-run double. Gives the Guardians the lead. And let's see if the Angels would threaten at all the rest of the game. Because if they shut him down, that'd be crazy. Because they had Logan Allen, Cade Smith, and Clase, final 3 pitchers for the Guards. They did not allow a hit. Damn. In fact, other than Slade and Gaddis in the first 5 innings, after that, Enright, Logan Allen, Cade, and Clase did not allow a single hit. The only base runner was on a walk by Nick Enright. That's pretty damn impressive. Talk about shutdown. By the way, I know in game 1-2, Andrew Walters threw a pitch, and he actually hurt his lat, which is like right around here, I think it is. Like right on the shoulder area. Like in this general vicinity. And so he'll be out for a while. They said it's a significant tear. And Will Brennan, Silly Willie, he's going to see what the guy they call the elbow reaper. So that's not good. Like I said, if you see wrist inflammation, that's essentially the body making up for damage somewhere else. Most likely in the elbow. I think it's what happened to Ben. He had inflammation, and I think in his wrist. He went to go see the doc. Gotta get Tommy. Probably the same thing for Will. So we're not going to see him, if this is the case, the rest of this year. And probably most of next year, as Cal Raleigh big dumper just took Paddock deep. That's tough. 1-0 Mariners. Love to see it. Love to see that. So, yeah, we take the lead, and then the bullpen shut them down. You love to see that, man. You love when your bullpen does that. Because then you feel good, right? It's like, we take the lead here. We're not losing. And we didn't. Ciccone wasn't good, but he has good stuff again. He's been rough. He's had some rough outings, but it's good to see the Guardians rally around him and get him off the hook. Despite not being the starter, though, Logan Allen gets the win. 3-3, 4.22 ERA. Zephyr Hahn gets the loss. He's 2-1 of the 5.23 ERA. Clase locks in his 12th save of the year. 4th, another home run. And then 3 hits, 3 runs, and 1 walk in 2/3 of an inning. That's tough, man. So the Guardians take game 2. And again, I didn't watch it. My power actually came on right after the game ended. All right. So that was game 2. And now it's time to talk about the rubber match, right? And in this one, Gavin Williams on the mound, coming off a very bad outing, a disaster class against the Dodgers, where he seemingly walked a small village against the Dodgers. Now, again, it's the Dodgers. I'm not going to get mad. But the dude just put himself in too deep of a hole against a team you do not want to do that against. It's not even like he really got crushed either. Just bad luck, right? And in this one, he went out there against Kokonowitz. And for a few innings, it was a very good game. Not much happened, and then the Guardians offense woke up a bit. Mm-hmm. Just a little. Just a little bit. That's the game. That's game 2. I almost cooked in the same game from before. Yeah. Let's get to this other one here. But yeah, first. So, new month. And it's like, okay, the calendar flipped. Let's see how these guys play, right? Because they had a pretty fairly good month of May. It's really funny, too. People, once again, fell for the Carlos Santana stinks in the early part of the season thing that he always does. He does it every year. He takes about a few weeks to really lock in. But man, once he does, he is such a joy to watch. Honestly, when he hangs up the cleats, if I'm Stephen Vogt, I'm doing whatever possible to keep him on the staff. You have to. Have him as like an assistant hitting coordinator or something. Maybe have him be like a walking coach to teach these guys how to draw walks because he's one of the best at it. Every time he's at the plate, he's always in like a favorable count. Now, he does get fooled every once in a while, but do you know how nasty you have to be to get him to get fooled? He's got arguably the best freaking eye in terms of at the plate. Batters, the dude draws walks like nothing. He's so annoying to face. I already know it. Because we had to face him a few times. Mainly with the Twins. I know he is a scourge to the AL Central. So anyways, like I said, first couple innings, there was actually, pretty soft. Nothing happening, not a lot going on. And then Stephen Kwan, sac fly, got the Guardians on the board, 1-0. Okay, cool. And then came the bottom of the 4th. And a day after getting walked twice intentionally by the Angels, his first at bat of the day today, he took Kokonowitz deep to right for his 11th home run of the season. And the Guardians are up 4. Right? 3? No, I'm sorry, 2-0. 2-0. They would score 3 runs this inning, though, thanks to Nolan Jones yet again. Wow. If Nolan Jones starts to heat up, please, Steven, don't move him from the 9 hole. Please don't do that. Keep him there. He is the perfect bridge to the top of the order. Because imagine being a pitcher, right? You're facing the bottom of the order. The first 2 guys are usually feeble, Arias and Hedge or whoever, Bo, whoever. They're usually feeble for the most part, except Bo has been doing a little bit better. But Arias, he's been feeble at times. But getting Nolan Jones in front of Kwan, that's huge. Because he gets a hit, all of a sudden, here's the top of the order. One of the best hitters in the majors. Arguably one of our best hitters, too, in Stephen Kwan. And then you get Martinez when, he's still a youngster. He's still getting there, but he's not the worst I've ever seen, I will say. It's just our second hole in the lineup is cursed. And then, of course, you get J-Ram, Manzardo, and Santana. Oh. Oh, well. So, yeah. Nolan Jones, 2-run single, made it 4-0. Now, the Angels would respond with a few runs in the derpiest way possible. Now, prior to this, the Guardians were actually no-hitting the Angels. I know, I can't believe it myself. Gavin Williams was cruising. And then came the errors and the botches. Yeah, it was a messy inning in the 7th. It was messy. It could have been much worse. They got Ward to line out. Soler flew out. Hoppy reached on a fielding error because the ball went right through the glove. But actually, the no-no was broken up before that. Yeah. In the prior inning. Because Zach Neto right past Schneemann, who kind of looked like he didn't even know what was going on. He just standing there, like, huh? Huh? He's like, why? You just see the question mark pop up over his head, like, why? Huh? What? He didn't know what the heck was going on. So, yeah, the no-hitter got broken up. Okay. In fact, he has only allowed 1 run in his last 3 outings, and that was against the Mets. He went 7 innings last game. Oh, no. That's going to be interesting. He had 10 Ks against the Angels. This is going to be a fun one. Yeah. He's 7-3 in his last 15 games, too. Now, Tanner, he's coming off a loss versus the Dodgers. Yeah, it sucks, but he was all right. Again, it helps when you're not walking a small village. 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks. But he faced Detroit, and he was phenomenal. I'm just going to kind of just ignore the Dodgers series because that's a God squad. You know, it's a minefield. Look what they freaking did to the Yankees last night. My God, 18 runs? So, yeah, Tanner can be so damn good. I need him to get back to that Detroit game again. Do what he did there against the Yankees, and I'll be really impressed. I'll move on to game number 2. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. Okay, good. Game number 2 coming up on June 4th. It will be Clark Schmidt against Luis Ortiz. Now, of course, we faced Schmidt last time. Same thing with Rodon. We beat Schmidt, but we lost to Rodon. In fact, we won 2 of the. I didn't even know that happened. I forgot that happened. I thought we lost the first 2. We actually won the first 2. Wow, I was like, wow, we actually beat him the last time. That's interesting. It's like, oh, hey, all right then. Dallas Baptist. Okay. I mean, Dallas is such a big ass city. Of course, they'd have multiple universities. Surprised they don't just have UTD, University of Texas, Dallas. Surprised they don't have that yet. They have University of Texas Arlington. They have University of Texas San Antonio. Where's University of Texas Houston? Huh? Well, technically that's University of Houston, but still. There's University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, too. So I'm just really quick going to look at something else here. But Max Fried, he's coming off a loss versus the Dodgers on the 30th. 5 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs. Oh, 6 runs, excuse me. 6 runs and 3 Ks. That's coming off an outing against Colorado where he was magnificent. 7 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 Ks. So that'll be a fun matchup. And by the way, David Fry is back too. Almost forgot to mention that. Yeah, David Fry is back. So we'll probably see him in this in this series as well. I don't know. I mean, maybe he has done stuff against Schmidt and that, but they haven't put him up here yet, which is interesting. Oh, there he is. That's weird. All right. Well, there he is. Okay. Yeah, he's up there. All right. Cool. But I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up, guys. Let me just verify something real quick and then I'm heading out. Once again, I will be live maybe on Tuesday. I might go live for Rodon versus Bybee. My first Guardians baseball game stream in a while. I might go live for that. So keep an eye out. If I do go live, I'll be live for that. Then Wednesday, I'll be live for the little, I guess, city comparison stream, comparing Indy versus OKC in the finals. Of course, that'll be like nothing because there's only 3 professional teams between the 2 cities. I mean, I could include the Fever, but I'm only talking Big 4, obviously. Because OKC doesn't have a women's team. So, yeah. Hockey, baseball, basketball, and football. Those are the Big 4 I'm comparing. So, yeah. All right. College baseball. Oh, yeah. So let's take a look here. I believe. I don't know if they updated it or what. Ooh, nice play. Wake against Tennessee. Ooh. Okay. So first series, it was Schmidt. We had Bybee and Rodon. So of course we didn't face Freed and they didn't face Slade. Okay. Yeah. It's weird because this has Allen Rodon, Bybee Schmidt, and Ortiz Freed. So maybe they bumped Ciccone down to put Allen back out there. Well, in that case, I'll talk about Allen. I'll talk about Allen anyway. I'll just have to re-talk about Slade when we go against the Astros. Because of course we have Houston and then Cincinnati again. I like that better because that sets up Bybee, Ortiz, and Ciccone to face the Reds. And I love that matchup of Bybee versus Green. If there's no basketball game on that day, I'm streaming that game. 100%. Now, Logan Allen, of course, he was actually a reliever. So you look at that stat. 1 inning, 2 Ks, you're thinking, did he get hurt? No, he was a reliever. But that kind of fits his latest few outings. May 25th, 3 2/3 against the Tigers. He got cooked against Skubal. But against Minnesota, he was a victim of Mother Nature. He didn't even look bad against Minnesota either. But he did show promise against the Angels for an inning, so that's good. So that's really it. All right. I talked about the guys that we faced, we haven't faced and knew they haven't faced. Freed versus Allen. So no matter what, there was one pitcher on each side that, neither team has faced yet. Because we faced Will Warren the first time. This time we're not facing him. Now, what do the Yankees got to go through? Because, people might want to know, what do the Yankees got after us? Because, of course, like I said, we got the Astros at home, the Reds at home, and then they go out west for a 9-game, 3-city, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10-day trip with an off day in between Seattle and San Fran. That's 10 days off away from town. They have an off day between Cincy and Seattle because they have to go to Seattle, so they have a travel day there, off day in between. That's good stuff. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one, gents. And I will see y'all, or ladies and gents. And yeah, should be a fun series against the Yankees. I'll probably stream one game coming up here, and we'll see. We'll see what the matchups are. It's weird because MLB says it's Ivy versus Rodon. ESPN says it's Allen Rodon. I hope it's Spivey. Spivey gives us a better chance against freaking Rodon than Allen does. But yeah, with that being said, guys, let's take a look at the Yankees' upcoming schedule after they face us. Let's see who they face. Watch it be some freaking chump change teams. Oh, they have after us. They get Boston, Kansas City, Boston again. Oh, damn. That's going to be tough. I believe, yeah, that's their first matchup against Boston this year. Well, that's going to be a doozy. Then they have LA at home, Baltimore at home, and then the Reds, followed by the A's at home. Okay. So that's what the Yankees got. And that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one, guys. So with that being said, have a good rest of your night or day, night, whatever, and see you guys later. Okay. Also, be sure to have your likes. Be sure to like the stream, subscribe, hit the bell for when I go live and post videos, because NBA free agency is only a month away already. My goodness, a month from today, it'll start. I don't expect the Cavs to do anything, but wow. Wake Forest homers against Tennessee. That's tough. But yeah, I'll be live for a game this week, probably. A couple Guardians games, most likely, too. Not going live for every game, but a couple of them. You know. But yeah, a month from today, you have the start of NBA free agency, and I believe NHL free agency, too. Yeah. A month from today, officially. July 1st. It'll be here before you know it. And we're just over a month from the start of training camp, too, for the NFL. Oh, yeah, it'll be here before you know it. So with that being said, crazy dog, let's go Guards. See you guys later. I'm out. Bye-bye. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah.